Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late today. I've been outside planting potatoes and the time ran away with me. But today I'm going to make a really easy card that is just a simple fold, but all the detail is really on the front, and it's from the stamps that are in the Painted Poppies set. And this also comes with matching dies, and I'm using quite a few of the dies as well as the stamps. And I'm also using the second set that you can buy that go with this suite that's called Peaceful Moments. And I just love some of these sentiments. And what I've been doing lately is inking a few of them up and cutting them out just ready. And so when I'm making a card, I can quickly go to these and have a look in my box, see what I've already got stamped up and cut out. And I'm cutting them out with the same dies that are in this set because they all work so well together. So let me show you how I'm going to make today's card. I'm just going to make sure that you're in view. Yeah, because I just moved my paper and I wasn't quite sure. So this is the card that I came up with. I'm going to make it in a totally different colour, but I really love how the stamps make the background as well as the main focus, and there's nothing else that you need to add. I haven't used any designer series paper. I've only used stamping. So for this one, I'm going to use the very pretty Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to make my poppies in this colour as well. And I'm going to start by showing you how I made the poppies. So I need just a little bit of scrap paper. And here's my scrap Whisper White that I'm going to use to make the poppies. Now, I've got my poppy already mounted, and I'm going to ink it up with the basic black, the Memento black, I beg your pardon, but I'm going to use this Bermuda Bay for the colouring. Now, here's my Memento. And we're going to do the poppies and we're going to do the background at the same time. So this, for the poppies, I'm going to do full strength. And I'm just going to stamp 3. Doesn't matter that some are a little bit darker than others, that won't matter at all. And I'm going to get the front of the card, and again I'm going to keep it on this little piece of paper because I will be stamping off the edges just a bit. But I only want to stamp these half strength. So I'm inking it up and then stamping off, and then I'm just placing the flower wherever I want, and I'm turning it slightly so that they don't all look like they go the same way. So you can either turn your stamp itself like this, or if you prefer, you can turn your card round. And that way you just get different parts of the flower and it doesn't all look, you know, sort of uniform. Okay, so that's that. And while I've got that out, I'm going to stamp some more little leaves. I've already stamped 3. Let me find my leaf. These are full strength as well. So, okay, I think that's probably it for the black for the front. I've done the flowers. Oh, I might just stamp one for the inside. And I'm going to do this one full strength. There we go. I think that's it for the black because I've already got my sentiment stamped. Okay, so let's get on with colouring these in. Now to colour the poppy in, the big poppy, you need this shape. And it doesn't fill the whole of the poppy up. When you colour it, let me show you. When you colour it, it's more of a sort of a representation of the flower being coloured in. It doesn't do every single little part. if that bothers you and you want it to do every single part, use a blend or an aqua painter and ink and colour the whole of the poppy. For a couple of my cards, I must admit I've done that because I've wanted the whole of the poppy to be showing. Okay, so now I've got the Bermuda Bay and I'm just going to ink this up, and I don't want it to be full strength, so I'm going to stamp off as well. Oh, where's my 3? Here they are. These are the ones I need. And you'll notice when you put the stamp over, it isn't going to cover all of it, so it doesn't matter if you orientate them differently. In fact, I quite like to do that, so it just looks like the flowers are slightly different from each other, because the white part that's left is in a different place. Okay, and I'm going to do that one that we've got for the inside as well, while I've got this out. There. Okay. Now, I've finished with that colour. So next I'm going to do the leaves. And you could do these with an aqua painter and water. I'm just going to use a blend, and I'm using the very light Old Olive. And I'm not going to colour the whole lot in. I want it to look a bit like the flowers, where it's got some white showing as well. So as I'm just colouring, I'm leaving little white bits showing. And I think that way, you know, everything sort of matches in together. And for mine, I only need 3, but if you want to put some on the inside like I did on this one, you can do more as well. These I actually coloured in with aqua painter and ink. Okay, so let's see, the last of the stamping is going to be with this splodgy kind of stamp. And you can see I just stamped randomly. I didn't stamp too much, I just put a few random bits over, and I'm going to do that again. I'm using the Old Olive because it matches the leaves. And so this is my outside or my front piece. I'll turn my paper around. There we go, that's better. Okay. So I'm stamping it up with the Old Olive, but I'm stamping off. And you can see it's still quite dark even after the second stamping. So I'm going to stamp off 3 times. 1, 2, 3. There. And that's still quite dark. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I turn it round a little bit, so I've just got a different pattern. 1, 2, 3. And you just have this as dark as you want. You might want to stamp off even more times, or use a paler ink. And I don't want it to overpower the picture. I just want to have a little bit of extra colour. There, that's all I'm putting on there. And let me find the piece for my inside. I'm actually going to just put a little piece, just a little stamping of this as well. I'm just going to put a little piece over the edge. And again, just random. I don't want too much of it on. There, that's all I'm doing on there. Okay, and I think that's all of our stamping finished. So now we're ready to assemble our card. I'll get rid of that piece. And I'm going to go back to my base in the Bermuda Bay. Don't worry about the sizings. Check on my blog because all the sizings will be on there. And I'm going to put my inside piece on first. So let's find that piece that we made for the inside. And let me see where I just hid my glue. Here it is. I'm going to quickly attach this. And you could, while you're doing your stamping, you could also put a stamp on your envelope, because we haven't got DSP that matches. You could sort of stamp the flower on the front of your envelope as well, and then your envelope will match. Okay, So that's the inside finished. Now let's find the outside. I like this flower in the top left hand corner here, so that's the way I'm going to put it. But it'll be different every time you make this, because your random stamping means that, you know, those flowers will be in a different place every time. There we are. Okay, and then next I cut out with our vellum cardstock. I cut out this piece. So you get this circular piece, and I think it makes just a nice little accent background. So that's going to go on here. And because it's vellum, when you put glue on, you know, you can see the glue through it, but I'm going to use glue dots. And I know that my sentiment is going to be covering this as well. So I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots on, and my sentiment will go over this piece. So I'm just going to have this off to the left, just left of centre. And by the time my sentiment goes on, you won't even see that, and it will stick out just that little bit to give that extra dimension too. Okay, so next I'm going to put my flowers on. Now, these need to be cut out with the matching die, and it can take just a little while to work out which way this die goes. And you know, you have to not look at where the coloured ink is. You have to look at the black part and sort of work out which way does this go, where does it fit, and all of a sudden it'll be round the right way and you think, yeah, that's it. And make sure that the black image edge is really close to the inside cutting edge of the die. On these dies there isn't a big gap between, so just make sure that you've got it so that you can only just see the black edge all the way around. You're going to cut all three of those out, and I have already gone ahead and done that. So these are going to go on the front. I don't really have sort of a preference as to which way around I'm going to stick them, but the first two I'm going to put on with my liquid glue. I just have to choose which flower I like best, and it's going to be that one. So this one I'm going to attach here with my liquid glue as well. Okay. And then I'm going to get a dimensional for the third flower, just so that it sticks off a little bit and again gives it that extra dimension. Let's see, I think, let me just choose that other sentiment for a moment. I think I'm going to have my sentiment here, and I'm going to put this third flower off to the right. So perhaps I should put my sentiment on first. I don't know which I'm going to have, whether I'm going to have it in Wish You Every Happiness or Thinking of, I think I'll use the Thinking of You. And then I could use it for lots of different occasions. Just going to pop two of my dimensionals on, and I've put them over at the left hand side so that when it's glued on, I haven't got any dimensionals here. I think that's where I want it. And then I'm going to put just a tiny bit of liquid glue on this edge where it will overlap the sentiment. I was going to pop it underneath, but I'm just going to put it over the top. There. And then the three little leaves that we stamped and coloured, I have again gone ahead and already cut those out. And you will see that you get two of those. So you can cut two leaves at a time with those dies. And I'm not too sure how many of these I'm going to put on. I'm going to sort of look as I go. I'm just going to pop one up here. That's fairly flat. I think I might put a second one up there with that one. And then I'm going to put just another one down at the bottom. Let's see. There. Okay. And I think, let's go back to the original. I think that's everything. I've got my 3 flowers, I've got my 3 leaves, I've got my sentiment, my vellum, I've done my inside. And the only thing I haven't done is my envelope, but I will get round to doing that before I send my card. So there we are. That's my very fast, but really pretty painted poppies and peaceful moments card. I hope you'll give that one a go. It would be a really nice, just a template to use with any flowers. Even if you use the daisy, I think that would look pretty too. So stamp the daisy as your background and then have 3 daisies at the right hand side. Or you could do the small magnolia as well. I think that would look pretty. But have a go and let me know how you get on. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. I hope you're all staying really safe and well at the moment, and I'll see you all again on Wednesday. And Wednesday it will be our global hop because it will be the first Wednesday of the month, and this month's theme is masculine cards. So I will be making a masculine card on Wednesday with you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again really soon. Bye bye.